I am Sherlock Holmes, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to find a good research proposal. So, let's do it. But before writing a successful research proposal, we must know what a research proposal is. For that, our good friend Watson will explain it to us in a simple way.
Thank you, Detective Sherlock. Hello, everyone. My name is John H. Watson, or Dr. Watson. A research proposal is a set of activities dedicated to studying a series of phenomena, facts, people, theories, and/or objects. It is important to mention that these activities should be delimited and go in search of little explored aspects. Don't forget the pleasure of venturing into the mystery and the unknown.
Elementary, my dear Watson. Let us also remember that the final objective of a research project is to create or offer new knowledge. New knowledge, my dear Watson, that's the key. In order to create new knowledge, we need to develop a series of activities which will be experimentation, data collection, observation, look for possible relationships between the experimentation, data collection, and the observation. But how we do this, Dr. Watson? Excellent question, Detective Holmes. We can carry out these activities through our own experience, readings and texts, and audiovisual media. All these together will allow us to formulate a good research proposal and create a well-founded writing. What an exciting adventure research is! That's why I like to say it's a capital mistake to theorize before one has data. Insensibly, one begins to twist facts to suit theories instead of theories to suit facts.
Now, a successful research proposal must follow a structure and some elements. Not everything in research is fun, so we must create an introduction. According to Wilkinson in 1881, the introduction is the initial part to research, and it's made to submerge the reader in the sea of our topic, relating it with other antecedents. Here, your mission as Crowell in 1994 is: first, arouse the interest of readers; second, delimitate the problem; and third, cite the study in a context related to academic literature. Another important point is the problem statement. The problem statement identifies the general approach of our analysis. You should not confuse your readers. The problem must be as clear as water. Remember, my dear researcher, if you don't have the purpose of a study clear, it will be easier to overwhelm the readers, making them misunderstand what is moving you to investigate. And don't forget that the hypothesis and research questions will be your key points now. I'm going to give you free some important aspects to prepare the formulation of the purpose of your study. Try using a phrase that begins with something like, "The objective of this study is," and this will allow you to clarify your ideas in relation to the study and inform the reader directly and specifically. Identify and clearly define the central concepts of variables of the study. Some commissions prefer a separate section for this purpose. Identify the specific method you are going to use, and identify the units of analysis of the study. For the next element, as Wiersma in 1985 suggests, the literature review provides the context and backdrop for the research problem. Sometimes to demonstrate consciousness is not the very strategy for secrecy, but here the reader will check if the author has knowledge of the area. Okay, get this? Now let's talk about the bibliographic review. This has several purposes. First, share with the reader the results of other studies related to the study in question. Second, relates the study to a larger current in the bibliography and the subject, completing the possible cracks and extending previous studies. Third, provides a framework for establishing the significance of the study, as well as basis for comparing the study results with other conclusions. And fourth, delimits the problem previously identified. Your mission has not ended. Now describe the general data collection plan. This may include study administration, interview, or observation procedures. Also include an explicit formulation of the field controls that will be employed. It's time to analyze your data. Specify the procedures to be used and mention them clearly: ethnography, case studies, grounded theory, etc. In the case of using encoding procedures, describe them in reasonable detail. And don't hesitate, because this facilitates accurate communication of your intentions to the reader and helps you evaluate those intentions. Now, a limitation identifies possible weaknesses of the study. Think about your analysis, nature of the self-report, its instruments, and the sample. Think about the threats to internal validity. There are no they can be avoided or minimized, and explain them. A boundary identifies the limits or specific scope of a study. Here, you must explain what is not being done and why, the references that will not be made and why not, the population that will not be studied and why not, and the methodological procedures that will not be used and also why not.
Thank you, Dr. Watson. The importance of the study indicates how your study will deepen, revise, or extend existing knowledge in the research area. Note that these refinements may have substantive, theoretical, or methodological. Think programmatically in the best sense of the word. And to end, regarding precision and clarity, first, make sure each word means exactly what you want it to mean. Second, avoid colloquial expressions. Third, avoid abbreviations. 4. Use pronouns appropriately. And 5. Avoid ambiguous or illogical comparisons. For example, 10-year-olds are older than probably of playing with children of the same age as with 8-year-olds. Next, I will mention some very useful tips that can help you with your research proposal. First, show no weakness. Show the reader that you have a broad view of the research field and that you know the recent and methodological advances. Also, ask to yourself how your research is going to redefine and consolidate what is known about your topic. Can you provide innovation to this world of limitations? Continuing with the tips, second, avoid statements that assume a poor dipping in the research area and that what done is too long to be presented succinctly. Phrases of this kind generally suggest that the author is not very familiar with the bibliography. Remember, show no weakness. Third, take special precautions to include only the sources absolutely essential, without which your review would be cursory. And to end, don't forget, the questions are important in normative or survey type research. How many are there variables? Is there a relationship between them? They are used more frequently in this qualitative research. The hypotheses are relevant to theoretical investigations and therefore they are generally used in quantitative investigations. When an author formulates hypotheses, the reader must be informed about the theories that led to them and the assumptions underlying the theories. A good research idea begins with a passion to know and discover more and find solutions to the problems around us. You must constantly work to answer doubts and questions. Until next time.